Here are the foremost crucial industries that President Trump is saving with his tariffs. Now, to be clear, even that statement itself is technically inaccurate. Tariffs play a major role, but they're still just a piece of the puzzle. The overall puzzle to save these industries does include tariffs. It includes the entirety of President Trump's economic plan, as well as his domestic policies, and yes, his foreign policies, all play major roles in saving these four crucial industries that without his guidance, without the guidance of his administration and the wonderful people that he has working with him, these industries would fall. And they are, as I noted, crucial. Venture capitalist Chamath Palihapitiya joined Laura Ingraham last night on Fox News and delivered what I consider to be probably the two or three best minutes that we've seen on Fox News in a very long time. That's saying a lot because they do get some great guests. He nailed it. He really, truly nailed it, not just about these four crucial industries, but also about what Biden's role is in history, what Trump's role will be in history, and what America's future may hold. To understand the future, we have to have a very clear understanding of the past, especially the recent past, and Chamath took note of the two people that he believes are very responsible for the position that we're in today. That is Joe Biden, of course, but also Janet Yellen. Watch.
When the history books are written, I think we will look back at the period of the Biden administration, and I think there will be two unequivocal observations. One was that he was in mental decline and he was not really running the country. And the second is that in partnership with Janet Yellen, they pushed America to the brink of financial collapse. And the details of that, Laura, are very clear. The amount of debt that they created and issued, the amount of short-term obligations that they created for the U.S. Treasury are frankly unconscionable.
I would say he was being a little bit kind there, just calling it unconscionable. I would say that it was evil. I would say that it was intentional on both of their parts, as well as many other members of the Biden-Harris regime. But that is now over with. Chamath then took us back about 25 years and gave us a little bit more of a history lesson. Again, very important for us to know what happened so that we can understand what must happen going forward.
The reality is that for the last 40 years, whether they want to admit it or not, Donald Trump has been right. When we admitted China into the WTO in 2000, we thought we were getting the best of it, but we didn't. We did a very bad deal, and they won overwhelmingly. Then, 20 years later, right at the beginning of COVID, we realized yet again how fragile the United States was, how incapable we were of resiliently protecting ourselves and taking care of our own interests.
For those who may not know, Chamath is or was a Democrat. He donated heavy to Democrats for a very long time. But he has come around. He has taken the red pill. He has become full-blown America first, and praise God for that. And we can praise President Trump for that as well, for bringing so many of these people aboard. But let's be real here. I mean, we can praise, if there's one contribution that the Biden-Harris regime gave us, that the Obama regime gave us, it's that combined, there's horrible policies and the results of the implementations of those policies woke many, many millions, I would say, millions of Americans up. It woke people up to the reality that they can be all sorts of bleeding heart liberals all day, all that they want to, but bad policy is bad policy. And if it doesn't work, if it fails, if it's evil, then it's evil. You can't just say, oh, but we're the ones that care as you're doing things that are killing people, which is what Obama and the Biden-Harris regime did. So that's their kudos to them for waking up Americans, including Chamath. Now, let's get into, he's about to reveal what he calls the four areas. I say these are the four crucial industries. The industries that must be protected, and just we need to grab a hold of them and take charge of all four of them. And they are as crucial as can be, and I've talked about all four on this very show ad nauseum for months, in some cases, for years in others. Those four areas, those four crucial industries, are artificial intelligence. You all know that I am very, very skeptical and concerned about the advancement of artificial intelligence, but I've also declared very clearly that if we can't stop it, which we can't, okay, only God can stop it, But if we can't stop it, then we need to control it. It needs to be in the United States of America when it goes from artificial intelligence to artificial general intelligence later this year to artificial superintelligence in the years to come. It needs to be the United States that takes hold of that. Okay, if somebody's going to have a weapon of mass destruction, if it is definitely going to be created, we need to be the ones holding it. Number two is energy. Energy has become so much more crucial today than it was just 3 or 4 years ago. I don't know if many people understand how this is working, but our energy consumption and our energy necessity has become, it's exploded. No pun intended. It has grown to the point to where, and we're not even taking into account the needs for artificial intelligence, for quantum computing, and for other aspects of technological advancements. Just the sheer bulk of people and bulk of technologies that are spreading across the globe, we just need more energy. And it needs to be us that not only controls the creation and the storage of energy, but also the advancement in the technologies of acquiring energy. Number three is, as he calls it in his interview, he calls it rare earths and batteries and rare earths. It's basically, how do you store the energy? And I don't know how many people are aware of that challenge. It really is challenging because producing energy is not hard. Okay, it really isn't. It can be expensive, and it can be very difficult to store and to transport and to all that stuff. And that's why China really has us sort of screwed, because of their cornering of the rare earths market. We had an opportunity being in Afghanistan, which could have and should have, and it still blows my mind that we didn't take advantage of. Well, if we're going to be there, might as well take advantage of the fact that they have more rare earths in Afghanistan than we have in the entirety of the United States of America, allegedly, but we did not. Anyway, that's another area that must be, of course, controlled. And then number four, pharmaceuticals. You've watched my show. You know that I've been harping on this for a long time. China controls over 90% of the pharmaceutical ingredients. We need to be able to produce it here, all of it. We need to figure out how to take charge of that. Because right now, if things were to go really south with China, I'm not scared of their nukes. I'm not scared of their navy. I'm not scared of their submarines. I'm scared of, number one, their hackers, their cyber terrorists, and then number two, their control over certain things, including rare earths and pharmaceutical materials. The sooner we're able to make it to where we are pharmaceutical independent, energy independent, rare earth independent, or at the very least, working with non-volatile nations, working with countries that don't hate us. If that's the path we have to take, so be it. But let's at least get off of the whole China's got control over the United States because of those particular areas. I need that to stop. You need that to stop. America needs it to stop. But here is Chamath explaining everything that I just told you.
And so at the end of the day, the most important thing that we need to remember is there are 4 areas that matter. Everything else is debatable, but the 4 that are undebatable. Number 1 is AI. Number 2 is energy. Number 3 are batteries and rare earths. And number 4 is pharmaceuticals. And the reason is, if we can take care of those 4 areas, we will do so much for protecting Americans and building a great economy. And the thing is, the president has been onto this for much longer than the rest of us. And I think what you're hearing from the establishment is an inability to just acknowledge that he was right, they were wrong, and to course correct.
Chamath Palihapitiya, ladies and gentlemen, best thing I've heard on Fox News in a long time. Great stuff there, super important. And it does require our attention. We need to help out. We need to make sure that our representatives are very well aware that they need to just stand down. If they're in opposition, like Don Bacon trying to upend the tariffs, you got Democrats out there trying to investigate whether Trump, manipulated the market and all these other things. They're distractions. They're just distractions. This is the second most important aspect of America's survival. Here's something that you probably don't want to hear, but I'm going to give you some cold hard truth here. The multipolar world is upon us. The United States is not going to be the single superpower for very much longer. Some would argue that we're not there even anymore. Now, with President Trump behind the helm, hey, we're still looking pretty strong. I don't want to downplay that. I'm not, it's doom and gloom, new world order. No, it's not. We're not quite there yet, but we're on the verge. And I don't know if it's avoidable. But whether it's avoidable or not, we can chew gum and walk at the same time. Let's try to avoid it, but if we can't, we have to prepare. And the way that we prepare is to make it to where the United States is no longer beholden to anybody, particularly China. And the only way we can do that is through President Trump's plan. I don't know if he's inspired or if he's super brilliant or he's just got the best people. I don't know what is driving this, okay, to be clear, but it is the right path. Okay, it is the right path. This is coming from somebody who's been a free market absolutist for the majority of my adult life, and yet now I'm starting to see the light as far as the current situation. This is how we need to do it, through tariffs, through really hardcore negotiations with our enemies and with our allies, and try to bring it all home, bring as much of it home as possible, make it to where we are completely self-sufficient if it comes to that. And here's the thing, if it doesn't come to it, let's say things go crazy in China and Russia and the European Union and and the United States still stays way up on top, as we have been through American exceptionalism for decades. Awesome. Then we still want to bring it all home, okay, because we have been distributing wealth to the rest of the world for so long. There's many, many reasons to go down this path. But again, this is the second most important thing, and we need to contribute by alerting our friends and family and everybody that we can touch about the truth. Get them off of legacy media. Get them off of however they're forming their horrible worldviews, their hatred for the United States of America. Let's make them understand that hey, we got it good here, and the only way we can keep it good here is if we start supporting President Trump's efforts across the board. And that's not just at the voting box. That's in education and enlightenment and support and buying American and supporting American companies. So many things we can do. Okay, and all those things do require not just the Trump administration, but also our support. Now, the most important thing we need at this stage in American history is revival. We need that desperately, because we can make all the tariff moves and isolationist moves or free trade or fair trade or whatever, negotiate the best trade deals across the board. But if we don't have revival in the United States of America, unipolar world or multipolar world won't matter. We're toast. And that's not going to come from President Trump. That's not going to come from the Trump administration. It's going to have to come from you and me. And I'm not going to turn this into, you're just talking about tariffs, and now he's talking about revival. I'm just saying, I need to throw that out there because somebody's going to ask if I say, hey, there's two things that we need to do. This is the second most important. Well, you need to know what the most important thing is, and that is revival here in the United States of America. But great stuff there, and spot on as usual. The guy is very impressive. I don't fully trust him, but I like him, and I do admire his intelligence. He is wicked smart, and he delivered some truth bombs that I think Americans needed to hear. The best way to stay on top of things that are happening in the world of finance is to listen to the experts. And no, I'm not talking about people like Jim Cramer. I'm talking about people like Jim Rickards, former CIA analyst. Jim Rickards, go to jdrucker.com/crisis, jdrucker.com/crisis, and get his newsletter because it's pretty dang awesome.